Welcome back to His and Hers Movie Podcast. This is episode number 21, featuring a review of the home invasion film called Becky, starring
Kevin James.
Yes, Kevin James, which is very different from what you would expect him to be in. My name is JP. I am one of your hosts podcasting out of southwestern Pennsylvania on this May 21st. And joining me tonight, as always, is my co-host, Carly. Where are you podcasting out of?
Southwestern Pennsylvania, but I'm podcasting on May 31st, actually.
What did I say?
May 21st.
Okay, sorry. I ruin everything.
Yes. But, anyway, yes, so we are back on the couch.
Yeah,
and
we're together. You know, I could tell.
And now I have a bruise, and I am so sad.
What happened?
I fell down the stairs.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're in the same room, so you can annoy me.
Yes.
Ouch. And I can annoy you.
Oh, God.
But mainly you annoy me.
No, dude. Literally, anytime I invite you over, I regret it.
Why?
Like, instantly, I regret it. You're annoying, and you do annoying things, and you know you're annoying because you think it's funny, but I do not.
This is an impromptu recording because I was on my way home, and this one cried like a little baby because she saw a centipede in her house.
No, what happened was centipedes are scary, and men are supposed to be manly. Like, that's what men were made for, to kill spiders and centipedes for their lady. So I was like, who's the closest thing to a man that I know that could help me right now?
The closest thing to a man?
Yes. So I was like, oh yes, J. Pig. So I called him up and I was like, hey, there's a centipede. And I didn't say I wanted him to come kill it. I was kind of hinting at it. Like, why would I bring it up in the first place if I didn't want him to kill it? So, you know, I'm gonna just be like, there's a centipede in my bathroom. It is making it very hard for me to urinate, and it's going to make it very hard for me to shower and get through my day-to-day life from now on if it remains in the bathroom. So he was like, and then he finally came over, and lo and behold, the centipede has disappeared. So I'm gonna have to have him do another do-over once we are done recording here to find said pede so that I may sleep easy. But for now, we are here to do our pod.
Right. I don't think that you were manly enough to kill a centipede.
Dude, that's a thing that women don't have to do until they have children, I feel.
What?
Kill centipedes or spiders, because it's like, once you have a kid, like my mom, for instance, I made her kill all the scary bugs in my life, and I used to think, like, I bet my mom was scared of these too, and made her mom and dad kill them for her back in the day, and it just is an endless cycle. But then when my grandparents were kids, they probably also didn't want to kill them, but then you realize when you get older and you have kids, like, you're responsible for your littlest John, and you have to kill all the bugs for them and be the parent. So, yes.
Yeah, well, I don't think we should kill them at all. Like, just let them outside.
I think that's the dumbest thing in the world.
Why?
I don't think I think Satan made spiders and centipedes. Like, I hate when people are like, that's God's holy creation, part of the world. He didn't make anything ugly. Well, he did. He made a mistake with spiders and centipedes. So, and...
Yeah, but spiders eat, like, a lot of the mosquitoes and...
I don't care. Like, that's the other argument. It's like, oh, you don't want to kill... Those are doing more good than harm in your house. They're eating the ladybugs and the little bugs and all the bugs in your house. I don't care about those bugs. I'm not afraid of mosquitoes. Yeah, they suck because they hurt you, or, they make you all itchy and whatnot. I'm not afraid of stink bugs. Some dumb girls are for some reason, but I am not. I just flick those off. I'm afraid of spiders and centipedes. So I want them dead and eaten. What eats them? I want that in my house. Actually, probably
bats.
Not. Oh god, no, I don't want that in my house. But, that's just my feelings on bugs. So.
Well, technically, spiders are arachnids.
Okay, dude, the same thing. Who cares?
And centipedes are...
You're not smart.
I don't know. What are centipedes?
They're centipedes.
Are they arthropods? That's a tick.
They are all tiny creatures that are like less than animals. So that's the way I view them all. They're all the same thing.
I just let them outside. When I find a spider in my house.
All right, dude, go ahead.
I do.
And then it gets back in, you know what it does? It's like, all right, I'm going to crawl right back into this whip or this crib because this guy is friendly and did not kill me.
I mean, I killed a lot of bees last year, I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, that's different.
But they were completely invasive and I couldn't do anything else but kill them.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of bees either. That's another thing. I understand people were afraid of those because they're allergic to them. That is what I was saying.
No, you weren't.
That is what I was in the midst of saying, yes.
No, I said they were allergic.
That's what I just said. I was saying it, and then you were like, well, you interjected into what I was saying at the same time.
No.
Yes. But, yeah, so. Bottom line is I'm scared of spiders and centipedes, and I need help.
So, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? Not much. I worked and, typical stuff. My mom came over today. You and I had a little move-a-thon on Friday, so that was...
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
It just feels different because you were up all night.
Yeah, pretty much. And we also had a wang night on that one night. So
oh, yeah,
nice.
You came over, we got wanged.
Yeah, those were pretty good. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, and all the people out there who are like, Buffalo Wild Wings is trash. Like, dude, you're stupid. It's not trash. It's just wings.
Yes.
Like, they're not even as tiny as, like, some of the bullcrap wing places have them. They were whole wings that were split.
Yeah. And the sauces were pretty good, and we got like 40 for like $20 or something like that, so that was cool. They were very yummy. They were pretty spicy, I must say. We got the spicier ones.
I didn't feel like they were that spicy.
They were pretty spicy. We didn't really mix it up and get many mild. Well, we got Nashville hot. We got mango habanero. We got jumpin' jalapeno.
Jammin' jalapeno.
That's what it should be called, but it's pronounced jalapeno. But and then I wanted mild barbecue, but I think you got spicy barbecue instead.
Yeah, so. Hot barbecue.
So that was a lot of spice on my tongue, but those were pretty good, and that's what we did on Tuesday, and then on Friday, yesterday, we like I said, we had a little move-a-thon, which was just 391 moves.
Yeah, we were supposed to do like a marathon, but I had some stuff come up, so we didn't get to start till late. We were going to film another marathon video. We did make a video, but I don't know if we're going to release it. It really wasn't that entertaining.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we want to do another marathon. It was going to be 91 themed, and we did end up getting to 3 of the 91 films, so that was pretty cool. But we'll talk about that in our What We Watch section. But after our 91 moves, we watched YouTube vids, and I was showing you all kind of vids on some great moves.
Yes. So you guys know the expression overstaying your welcome, right? That is what JP did. It was like 3 a.m. and we were laying down, and I was like, it's about time to nizzle. And then he was like, nonsense, let's watch these vids. So you showed me some videos on such classics as Superbad, I believe. Mm-hmm. And the other guys.
We were just watching funny moments from them.
Yeah. We watched some Blink-182 vids too at first. But and then what else? Good Will Hunting and The Big Lebowski. And then we ended it all with the classics such as Gummo and Ken Park. And I don't have to watch any of those movies now.
Why?
Because you showed me videos that pretty much summed them all up.
Yeah, we watched a disturbing breakdown, which that guy doesn't really add much. I don't know who makes the videos, but he's somebody on YouTube. He doesn't really add much.
He's just saying what happens in the movie.
Yeah, he just literally like walks you through the movie, which is, I guess it was good for me showing you what the movie was about, but it doesn't really tell you like much about the movie. Like, it just shows it. I mean, there's no like opinions.
Yeah, he's not like
minor.
Yeah, he's not like being funny, or he's not like.
Well, there's some funny stuff.
He's not, like, being funny or, like, doing much of anything. Can you please throw that out?
What?
That's gum.
Why?
It is annoying me.
Why?
I hate the sound of people chewing gum. I hate when people play with their gum. I hate gum. Stop. But anyway. Yeah.
So what'd you think of those two movies based on, like, what they looked like?
They looked gross and disturbing. Especially Gummo. Everything about that movie looked gross, and I don't really want to watch that ever, probably.
It's Jeremy's favorite horror movie.
I don't get that joke.
Why?
I don't even think that was said. Like, where did that come from?
Well, we were doing a horror podcast in the early days where we only did horror, and because Jeremy never watched a lot of movies, he would review, like, whatever he watched, and he watched Gummo, and we're like, that's not a horror movie, and he's like, yeah, it is, or he said, like, it kind of is, or something like that, and it just became a joke that it was his favorite horror movie after that.
Wow. But yeah, that movie...
You don't like that part that's like, and the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
No, I don't like any of it.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Stop. I just don't think a tornado...
And the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
I just don't like...
And the duck goes quack, 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 quack. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
I just...
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Are you done? I just...
Cock. What?
No, I don't like weird stuff like that. And I just don't feel that a tornado would just make you all a bunch of weirdos.
Why?
I don't think that's what tornadoes do.
Why?
Because, yes, they devastate the land and you're going to be depressed and whatnot, and you're probably going to move away for one, or, whatever. But you're not going to become a bunch of morons who are doing weird stuff. What is that? No, dude, come on. What song? Who sings this? Oh, that's just the intro.
Rooster goes
Are you done?
See, the song's fun because she first says, I love my little rooster, he goes cock-a-doodle-doo, and then she's like, I love my little hen, he goes hen, 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 and then she's like, I love my peacock, and it goes, and then it's like the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
But with farm animals.
Yes. Sure. But yeah, that one looked gross, the spaghetti thing was gross, everything was gross, and then Ken Park just seems depressing and weird and disturbing, and, again, I don't feel that I need to watch it.
What the hell is that noise?
That is a cat outside.
Dude!
Dying.
I've been looking for that forever.
Oh yeah, that was in my couch cushions.
You stole my hat.
It was in my... Dude, it was
you
literally... It was in the couch
hat.
cushion. You never reached out. You put everything
You stole
in
my hat.
No, I didn't.
That is my hat.
It's got like crumbs on it.
When were you going to tell me that you had my hat?
I was on the couch cushion.
I bought another one of those because I couldn't find that.
I just found it today because you asked me to look for something else in my couch cushion because you just shoved stuff in my couch cushion. And it has my crumbs on it because I eat a lot and get crumbs in the couch.
I know, that drives me freaking crazy. You know what else she does that's annoying?
Couch is
you know what else she
disgusting
does that's annoying? She eats greasy food and then touches her phone, touches the remote, touches the controller.
I don't
anymore.
Yeah, dude.
Why?
I get a napkin.
Why don't you do it anymore?
Because that's something a kid does.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed?
Oh, you're making me feel bad, but it's just like I feel like your house is probably pretty gross.
It is.
So like,
it looks like a trap house. You know this.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I bet there's a lot of gross stuff in the couch cushions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. My couch doesn't work. I'm not even joking.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
Like it's broken.
What?
Like there's springs sticking out and stuff. I need a new one.
But anyway, yes, I stole your hat. So anyway, what were we... Ow! Dude, come on.
You stole my hat.
Whatever.
You deserve beat.
Know your role.
Shut your mouth. Remember when I used to say the classic know your role and shut your hole, but you thought it was know your role and shut your mouth?
No, you used to say know your role and shut your mouth, and then you must have realized, like, a little bit later on in life
that
you
was
were
you
saying it wrong.
Dude, I know where that
Dude, you used to, like, walk down the hall at work telling me to do that.
No.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we did that, and
well,
then...
Well, hold up. What did you think of Ken Park?
I just said what I thought of Ken Park.
What did you think of Ken Park?
I said I thought it was just depressing and disturbing looking, and I don't think Ken Park killed himself for the right reasons.
What?
I just feel that if he wanted to board it, he should have just said so when he was in the win.
You know that the same dude who made Gummo he wrote Ken Park?
Yes.
Who?
The guy who did Kids.
Well, so the writer, Harmony Korine, he wrote Kids, and then he wrote Ken Park, and then he directed Gummo.
Ew.
Yeah. But Larry Clark directed Kids, had nothing to do with Gummo, and then directed Ken Park.
Ew.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. But, yeah, I don't know.
Those don't seem like your type of moves.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you've showed me so many clips from them, I don't really have to watch them now.
I know. Well, that's because we never sit down and actually watch any of the moves.
Yes.
But I would like to eventually, like, show you movies that aren't horror movies, just because I have so many classics that I reference that you never...
Like, that I lie and say I will check out eventually.
Yeah. So we need to just sit down and have like a marathon of non-horror moves.
Alright. But they have to not suck.
None of the movies I like suck.
I'm not watching Star Wars. I'm not watching Lord of the Rings.
I don't like Lord of the Rings.
Okay, well, I'm not watching anything boring.
Like what?
Star Wars. What? I'm just not doing it, dude. I don't want to watch those. I'll watch the Gummo ones.
What about
like
Subspecies?
No, I don't like sci-fi movies.
It's not a sci-fi.
I don't like sci-fi movies. I don't want to watch space stuff.
It's not.
I don't. I will not. What is the movie Species about?
It's about a genetically modified woman who wants to reproduce, so she like has sex with men and then kills them.
Right, space. So this movie, Subspecies, is probably a prequel that is also about space.
You're right, she is an alien in Species. But Subspecies is about vampires.
I just don't think it is.
It has Angus Scrimm in it.
Are they
the
in
tall man?
Okay, that doesn't... You say that like...
No, they're in Romania.
Okay, dude, just because someone's in something doesn't mean the movie's good.
Yeah.
No, dude. Like just because Bill Moseley or someone has like a small role in something, it doesn't mean...
What's funny is Angus Scrimm's role is about 30 seconds.
That's what I mean. That's what they always are. And he's probably like top billed.
Yeah, he probably was. Anyway, so... But it's funny because, like, I don't even, like, what was Angus Scrimm doing that you couldn't, like, do the whole, like, you get what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
So, yeah, what else? So, yeah, we had that little move-a-thon. We watched a bunch of clips from other movies afterwards, but it was fun. I like doing that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so I guess we should get into the stuff that we watched this week.
Yes.
All right. You want to go first this time?
Yes, I have watched like -5 things, so
okay.
It'll be pretty easy.
We can save all the 91s and do them together.
Oh, okay. So yes, I've literally watched like 3 things then. Or not, I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so I watched Dog Soldiers first. I don't think I talked about that last time, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, thanks. Because you don't pay attention to me. But yeah, Dog Soldier.
Why are you getting mad?
Because, dude, like, put it in front of us.
You gotta talk into the mic.
Get out of my way then, and I will. Like, Don't point things at me. Okay, so anyway, Dog Soldiers. This was a first-time watch, 2002 movie, werewolf movie that's set. Why are you getting close to the mic to snore? Whatever, dude. Okay. Anyway, so that's fine. Stop it. So, Dog Soldiers, this, like I said, first time watch, and I thought it was pretty cool. Werewolf movie, but it's like kind of got a different spin on it because you're dealing with the soldiers and they're being kind of, taken over by these werewolves and they're trying to survive, and it becomes this big ordeal. I think the werewolves actually look pretty creepy in it. At first, I wasn't really feeling them, but you couldn't, it seems like you don't see much of them, which is was something I wasn't really into, but then by the end, you do get a good look at them, and I think they're just really scary how their faces are really creepy, and the way they walk is just terrifying, so, I dug this one. I liked it. It's one that I would definitely rewatch one day. So
yeah, I think that those werewolves in that movie might be my favorite werewolves ever.
Yeah, like I said, it's like they weren't really showing them at first, and I was like, oh, but then at the end you really get to see them, and it's like cool. So then I watched. Stop looking at my stuff. Then I watched Bubba Ho-tep, another first time watch, another 2002 movie. This movie was alright. It's like more comedic than anything. Bruce Campbell and several different people in that. I don't know. It wasn't something that I am overly into because of how goofy it is, but I thought it was decent. It had some, fun moments in it. So, one of those ones I would probably have to give a rewatch to, but it was alright for what it was. Not my favorite thing in the world, but it was cool. I always kind of avoid that one because I thought that title was stupid. But anyway, after that, I'm
not a huge fan of Bubba Ho-tep. I think I've seen out of Don Coscarelli's movies, the Four Phantasms, Bubba Ho-tep, The Quest, I think it was called, or Survival Quest, and the Beastmaster film. I think that my least favorite is probably Bubba Ho-tep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really horror at all, honestly.
It's comedy.
Yeah, it's just pure comedy. But so then after that, I watched.
Why do you keep tilting it away?
Because I don't get why you're staring at it.
Because I want to see what the title is.
Okay, so then after that, I watched Grave of the Fireflies, and that actually just posted today on May 31st here. We did celluloid dissections. I did that with Derek. This was Derek's pick, so different type of movie. It's an anime film. It's a war drama type of film. It's set during, the war times in Japan, and dealing with this family as they struggle to survive. And I'll just say it's really, really good. Anime, that's not something I really gravitate towards, but this one is super solid. So, if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out and listen to our thoughts on celluloid dissections. So that is that. And then after that, I guess this will be my last one for, just me, and that is Teenage Exorcist. This was a 91 movie, and, I was just trying to find whatever movie sounded interesting, basically, from 91. I kind of go by the title. That's kind of how I judge what I'm going to watch for that year first. And Teenage Exorcist just seemed kind of goofy and silly, and it was. It's basically about this girl who moves into this house, and then she becomes possessed, and her sister and brother-in-law come over to try to help her out, but she becomes like this seductive type of creature, person, possessed demon thing, and they call in a priest and all that. Teenage Exorcist. I don't even I'm pretty sure this girl's in college. I don't know why it's called. I think that's a stupid title for it, but it's a total parody type of film, exorcism type of parody movie. It kind of gets right into it too. It starts out kind of more serious, and then it goes straight up just the goofy territory. So it's not that good, but it was fun for what it was. I think it gets a little bit too goofy towards the end, especially the final act, but it was alright. I thought it was just kind of average, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. So that is all I've watched.
All right, can you pull up the films that I watched for me?
Yes.
That Teenage Exorcist one, like, doesn't sound like something I would like.
Well, you have to watch it.
All right, first up, I watched Dance of the Dead as prep for the 2008 Summer Series show. Spoiler alert, that one actually didn't make our list, but I had to watch it because it was a finalist. It's about a group of they're high school. High school prom is going on, and they are basically, the school's next to it was funny, it's like a nuclear power plant and a cemetery. And of course the zombies come flying out of the graves, literally, like they're like bursting out of the graves, and it's a pure comedy. I didn't think it was overly that funny, but it seems like this one is very loved by people, which
I never even heard of this.
Yeah, I've heard of it a few times. I always got it confused with Robert Englund's Dance of the Dead Masters of Horror episode.
Yeah, that's what I
Not
picture
Robert
in my
Englund,
head.
Toby Hooper. Robert Englund's in it.
Yeah, he's like the star of it. But
yeah, people seem to like it. I thought it was just all right. Like, it was good. I just didn't. It didn't really do anything to. I'm like it. Like, I need the zombie film to be like hella good for me to like for it to like make an impact, because there's so many zombie movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel.
After that, I watched Stephen King's Golden Years. This is 4 hours.
Oh my god, no.
3 hours, 55 minutes.
Oh no.
So it is about a janitor who works at like this research facility. He's like set in his 70s. And he basically comes in contact with this like experiment, and he starts de-aging. They're doing like aging experiments, and him and his 70-year-old wife are on the run from the government trying to like cover it up. And there's like an agent who's helping him out. It was actually a TV series that ran for 7 episodes and got canceled back in 1991, and they kind of re-released it as like a mini-series / movie. Oh. It's funny because I really couldn't tell like the breaks in the episodes, really. It just felt like it kind of was like a straight movie. I watched 1 hour 20 minutes a night for 3 nights. So it was a grind, very cheesy. I didn't really like it. I've always wondered why I never really heard people talk about that particular Stephen King project. And it turns out because it's not very good.
And it's 3 hours and 55 minutes. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I gave it like a 5.
Okay.
Then I watched The Unborn from 1991.
I watched that.
So The Unborn is about a woman and a husband who lose a baby to like a miscarriage, and they want to... they're going to all those doctors, like the fertility doctors and like the experts in like childbirth, trying to get like some kind of edge on being able to have a kid. So they're referred to this one doctor by their friend, and the woman gets pregnant. He's like super confident in it. He's like, there's no way you're not going to get pregnant. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I find it hard to believe, but okay, I will listen to you, sir. And so she actually does get pregnant, and throughout her pregnancy she's getting like weird little side effects and stuff like that, like a rash and stuff, and you pretty much know right away that the doctor is up to no good, and he's almost trying to breed like a little army of genetically modified peoples. It was good at first. I really was into it. Then it starts to get real slow, and then it actually kind of picks up at the end, and it's like real weird at the end.
Yeah.
But I actually I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. If it wasn't so long in the tooth in the middle, I would have liked it a little bit more. Then I watched 976 Evil, and the reason I watched that, I think that came out in like 88 or something. But the sequel came out in 91, and I realized I hadn't seen the original in so long, and I had a sealed Blu-ray copy that's like heavily out of print now. And I was like, I should open that and watch the first one. I'm having trouble with that with prepping for 91 because there's so many sequels, but like I feel like I need to watch the ones before it first, which is just a pain because there's too many. It's like really slowing me down.
I am not going to do that.
I understand.
Yes.
But 976 Evil, it follows a sort of like a slacker dude whose like mother died and he's like a slacker and he's supposed to inherit some money, but his aunt's holding it until he turns 21. He owes like this like little bully dude his some money, so he's trying to figure out how to get up on the come up, and he finds this little card in a magazine, and it's like a number for like a little hotline to predict your future. It's 976 Evil, and he has a cousin played by or is it his cousin or yeah, it's his cousin, right?
Yeah.
He has a cousin next door who's played by Stephen Jeffries, and he ends up getting a hold of the card, and he pretty much turns evil, and it's like a battle against him and his cousin. I actually really enjoyed this movie and thought it was better than it was the last time that I seen it. I didn't remember it being that good, but it's a lot of fun. It's like super 80s, super cheese at times. Like the high school bathroom is ridiculous. It's just like all spray paint, and like dudes just... I always thought high school was going to be like that. Like you just walked in and it's like all vandalized, and there's just like 4 dudes in the center like sitting around smoking cigarettes. And it wasn't really like that. I mean, there were guys in there smoking cigarettes, but not like cool looking like that. More like, I hope that's not a security guard coming in, like all scared.
They weren't confident.
Yeah. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a pretty fun movie. Gave it a solid 7 out of 10. Then I watched Leprechaun Returns. And I'm watching that for an episode of Cut to the Chase that I'm supposed to be on. And yeah, I really like that film. It's definitely one of like the films of the last... It's like, let me put it this way. It's like pure comfort food. Like I was so happy that it was made. It's one of my favorite things to come out that's not like, you know, a amazing movie. You know, it's just like something that I've already seen it 3 times since it came out. And I just really enjoy it, man. It's super fun. I love the continuity. There's tons of continuity involved in it. I really dig that. Characters are fun. The lead's likable. It's a good time. The Leprechaun does a good job. And yeah, so that is Leprechaun Returns. I hope they make another one. And I guess we can get into the 91 movies we watched.
Yes.
As part of our mini marathon.
Yes. So first up, we watched Sometimes They Come Back.
Which is?
A Stephen King adaptation TV movie.
I've actually read the novella.
I have not.
It's pretty much the same, but there was a little bit more like witchcrafty type stuff involved in it. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'd seen this one like once before, and I actually watched it. Well, I put it on like this time, like I put it on. What are you doing?
I'm sleepy.
Okay. I put it on. I have it on VHS. I don't own it on any other format. And I threw it on one night, but I wasn't really paying. I was like kind of in and out of it, so we watched it last night. And I dig this move. I do. What do you think of this move?
Well, I really like the just concept of it. Like, so this guy had this traumatic experience happen to him when he was a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, there's these like greaser-esque bullies who basically murder his brother Wayne, which you know how I feel about that name.
Yes.
Murder his brother Wayne in front of him, and he kind of sees them all die together, basically. And it was a very traumatic experience. He moves back to his hometown. I thought it was in the same house, but it actually wasn't.
Yeah, the old house is like boarded up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of flashbacks of him when he was a kid. It's like a very like somber feeling movie. But it also is like super depressing. Like I've always found this movie like massively depressing.
Yeah.
Just about a guy who can't let go, and it clearly like damaged him psychologically throughout his life. And then it's quite literally a story of his demons coming back to haunt him.
Yeah, sometimes they come back.
And what I think is like super cool is how they play where, you know, they got a new student coming in, and it's like this, like, because think about that, like like, he looks exactly the same as he did when you knew him as a kid, but he's been dead for whatever amount of years, and you feel like, how is this guy here? It can't be him. Maybe it's just somebody who looks like him. But then again, it's like the 80s, and he looks like a demon
Yeah, he
greaser.
looks like, yeah. But, yeah, I think that whole concept is pretty cool, and it's actually creepy, too, to think if that happened in real life. Like, you just see someone who's been dead for all these years, and then they come into your life, and you know that they're not... You could tell that they are that person, but obviously everyone around you doesn't know that, so I like that. I agree, it's a rather sad movie. It's, you know, one of those sort of drama horror films, just very depressing, and dealing mainly with just this dude's trauma and dealing with this stuff. I probably personally would not be moving back into my hometown if this happened, but I guess it's about facing the demons, so it makes sense. But I dig the movie. I like it. It's one that I just saw for the first time, like I said, a few years ago, and I dug it. I've never seen the sequels, but how are those?
The second one's not very... It's, like, okay. I've never seen the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, this was directed by Tom McLaughlin.
Oh, yes, of course. But... Yeah, pretty good movie, pretty good Stephen King movie, and for being a TV movie, I didn't even realize it was a TV movie, and I think it's pretty well done. You can't... I mean, there are TV movie aspects to it, of course, but to me,
I would have
that's
liked
not
a little
noticeable.
more demon action, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but... And then after that, we watched...
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
You
Whoa.
weren't saying anything, so I figured we were done.
No, we didn't even rate it.
We don't rate.
We don't? I rate.
We weren't rate. You took it upon yourself to like start rating stuff.
I just do sometimes.
Yeah, me too. Because you do. I just do it too.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yes, I gave it the same thing actually.
Yeah, and of course Tom McLaughlin directed Friday 6. That's where I know him from.
Oh.
But he also did One Dark Night, which is a really fun 1982 movie. Was you on the 82 show?
No.
Oh. Yeah, that one was a really fun movie. And funny enough, he directed a bunch of Lifetime movies later, one of which is She's Too Young, about a girl who is kind of like a good girl and then decides to actually partake in sexual activity due to peer pressure, and she contracts syphilis.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and there's like a little syphilis outbreak in school.
I was trying to spell syphilis the other day to make a joke, and I couldn't figure out how to spell it, and it kept, like, there was no autocorrect suggestion, so I just gave up.
Ah, nice.
Yes. It was on one of the Dollar Tree jokes that
Oh,
Mr. Parker,
yeah.
I was going to say dollar syphilis, but then I just changed it to, like, dollar hepatitis, because I just wasn't working out. But, so yes, do you have anything else on Sometimes They Come Back?
Nope.
All right. So, the second film of the night that we went with, we randomized these, and we got Strays.
Yes, which is a film that I grew up watching. I loved it as a kid. It came out the year I was born, so obviously once it hit TV, which it was a TV movie, it used to play a lot in the 90s. It was one I always looked forward to watching. I used to rent it on VHS. It always played on, like, late at night on, like, TV and stuff. I always just thought it was cool. But it follows a family who moves into a new house, and there just happens to be a bunch of stray cats, and it sort of has the bird syndrome where, like, there's not really a reason for the cats to be violent, but they just are.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like, I mean, some feral cats are violent.
They are, for sure, because they're just wild cats. They're not meant to be pets, so it is kind of creepy. I think cats can be scary sometimes, but you know, in this, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it looked really good on the Blu-ray, and
oh, dude, that Blu-ray looked great, man. One of the better Scream Factories I own.
Yeah, I could see myself probably not getting into it that much if I just watched it off of like some grainy, I don't know, YouTube or online.
Yeah,
somewhere.
which is how I watched it the last time I watched it. In fact, I will even say this. The last time I watched it growing up, and then I didn't see it for years, like years and years and years. And then we were doing like a TV movie theme on YouTube one time, And I was like, oh, let me do Strays, because I haven't seen that in so long. And I actually watched it on YouTube, and it was in grainy quality, and it was one of those ones where it was like the early days of YouTube where it was like you couldn't upload videos longer than 10 minutes, so it was all in parts.
Yeah.
It's like 13 parts. And so I watched like it on there, and I was like, man, that movie was not as good as I remembered it. Watching it this time, I actually think it was better than I remembered.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, the only thing I remembered was like watching it on YouTube was like, wow, that was like very, like, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But there actually is some cool moments, like whenever the mom walks into a room and thinks that like all the cats are like suffocating her kid.
Yeah.
When she's like pulling them all out of the like bassinet and stuff. That's kind of scary. And then you also got like the cats like jumping on dude's back. Like, it is like cheesy as all hell because it takes itself so seriously.
Yeah.
Like they kill the repair guy in under the basement, or like the crawl space. There's tons of like POV shots of like stray cats like wandering through the weeds and stuff like that. It's just, I thought it was a lot of fun. I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought it was fun. It is funny because it does take itself serious, and cats can be scary, but in this movie, especially when they're attacking, it comes off very comical. Just, you know, if they throw the cat off of them and you just see a cat go flying.
He throws it through a window.
Yeah, he throws the cat out the window, and then they're like meowing like all evilly, and it's a fun time. I enjoyed it. So, I think I gave that a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm at a 6.5 to a 7.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I rated it.
Yeah.
I really like it though, man. That's a weird thing about 91 is I actually have a lot of movies, like sometimes they come back in strays that, like, if I was just making a list without ratings, they might be in my top 10 favorite movies.
Yeah.
But like it changes once we factor in ratings and like what I like when I'm trying to do like what I think the best ones are mixed with like my favorites. It's like weird. I don't know if I'm gonna do the list. I can't do that thing where I put like a 6.5 on my list when I had a bunch of 7.5s.
Yes.
So
I can, but I can now. I used to not, but I figured F it. So then after that, and this was the last one that we got in last night, and that was Dolly Dearest,
which was a Vinegar Syndrome release that I literally just got in the mail yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I pre-ordered it and it just came out.
Yeah.
Some people got their copies early because they ordered from Vinegar Syndrome, but I didn't. Really fun. I think that people like hate this movie too much.
Yeah, especially being like given I've seen some like way worse, not way worse, but so far in my 91 movie watching, like some of the movies I watched are not that good, and then I feel like this one's actually a pretty fun movie. It's, you know, killer doll film, doll and child type of deal where, you know, you have this evil doll and definitely, you know, the Chucky type of ripoff, and I think the doll actually looks pretty creepy at times, and they do a good job on it, especially with the lively features and such. The only thing about it that I will say, and I think this is some people's problems, is I do think it gets a little slow at times, but that's not like a huge deal to me, because I feel like there's actually a decent amount of parts, like killings and stuff.
Yeah,
with the doll,
there's a lot of doll action in the movie.
It's not like really hidden at all. Like immediately the doll starts like moving around and killing people and stuff.
And I love the little setting too, where you have this like underground mine thing and then this like doll factory or something next to it. What the hell were they doing in that mine anyway?
I don't even know actually.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
you have a lot of like doll in the background. Like the doll literally just like starts. Like you thought that it was.
No, you thought it was the little.
No, hold on. You thought throughout like half the movie that the little girl was dressed up as the doll, and she was doing the killings.
No, no, dude, you were like, I think this is gonna be a big plot twist. I think it's actually the girl, and I'm like, dude, from the start they actually show the doll move. What are you doing?
I'm blowing my nose.
Give me this.
What?
It's my bunny. You like. you were like, there's gonna be a big twist, and I'm like, no, dude, this is just Dolly Dearest. This isn't like a friggin' masterpiece of a film. It's just a doll killing people. What more do you want? So
no, I think that you said that.
You said that.
You
like
said
there was
that.
you're like, no, the girl's just wearing like a doll mask and has her features and stuff. So that was pretty dumb. But
definitely has a lot of influence from Child's Play. You think about it, right? Child's Play came out in what, 88 or 89? 88.
Like 89 actually.
Okay, and then 90 was Child's Play 2.
Yes.
And then 91 this year was Child's Play 3.
Yes.
Like, Dolly Dearest probably looked at the last 2 years and was like, yeah, we need to capitalize on that. I think they're like, literally, let's make the female Chucky, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they even have, like, in the bedroom, it's like the doll sitting in the chair and, like, or sleeping with her, and she's like, let's put it in the chair. That's, like, stuff straight out of Child's Play, but, and, you know, the class, also, yeah, it's like a girl, it really is the female Chucky, because you got the little girl being influenced and all that. So, yeah, that one was pretty cool. I didn't think it was, like, fantastic, but it definitely wasn't horrible. People do make it out to be, like, the worst movie of the year or something, but I think I gave it, like, a 6 out of 10. I could probably go up to, like, a 6.5 and, you know, maybe on rewatch even higher, but for now I gave it a 6, so that is my feelings.
Yeah, I'm at, like, a 7.
Yes.
I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
Alright, cool. So, without further ado, I guess we will
get into the featured review.
Yes.
Alright, so let's get into this new horror film featuring Kevin James. What is it called?
Becky.
And it actually has been getting a little bit of traction lately. It is playing at the Waterfront this weekend. Not the Waterfront, sorry. Riverside.
Oh. You got me so excited, and I am so sad now.
Sorry. It's playing at Riverside this weekend.
Yes.
Which is a drive-in.
Yeah. But, yeah, and, you know, it's got Kevin James in it, so people are like, what? Because he's obviously a comedic actor. I don't think he's ever really done anything serious. He might have, I don't really know, but I've only ever seen him in comedies. So, yeah.
Wasn't he in a movie that was... No. I was thinking about, one of those Adam Sandler movies that are, like, sad.
Yeah, I thought that at first. I don't think he was in those, though. Either of those.
Yeah, what was the one with funny people?
Yeah, I was thinking he was in that, but it was like Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you generally a Kevin James fan?
I mean, I wouldn't I'm not like moods where I'm just like, what a fat effing loser, as he calls him, but I don't think he's bad. I wouldn't call myself a fan of him, but I don't mind him. I think he can be funny. I prefer Adam Sandler and some of the other people within that crew over him probably, but I could tolerate him. I don't think he's too bad of a guy. What about you?
What about me? What?
How do you feel about Kevin James?
Well, I don't really like him.
Oh, I see.
I don't really not like him either, though. I don't know, he always reminds me of, like, Loud and Annoying.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he kind of has that, like, obnoxious, like, token fat guy in the group type of style to him, but I don't know. I don't think he's horrible, though. He's just kind of a background character to me. I don't really want to see, like, a Kevin James starring role, really. I'm fine with him just being, like, Adam Sandler's buddy in all his parts.
Yeah, I can't even think of a movie that I was, like, that I like with him in it. Like, not that I don't like movies with him in it, but I'm saying, like, one where he's, like, starring.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I like any of those. Like, the one I think of when I think of, like, where I like him at is where it's him and Adam Sandler and like everybody, Grown Ups.
Yeah, I like that one. I mean, I know I don't think you're a fan of it, but I do like I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Yeah, didn't you say you, like, hate that before?
I don't hate it. I just didn't think it was that funny.
I see.
The Fighter was okay, I guess.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't even think of his movies really right now. But, yeah, anyway, so Becky, he is in this Becky movie as sort of a villain, and definitely a different role for him. It's also got, forget what that main girl's name is, but she actually played an Annabelle creation, if you recall, as not the main girl, but the friend of her.
I do not recall.
Yes, I knew she looked familiar, and I looked her up. She's only 14 years old, so, but yeah, she was like 11 in Annabelle creation, and she played the best friend of that girl, and, you know, among some other things, I believe, but that's what I kind of know her from. So, would you like me to give a synopsis?
Yes.
Alright. So, on here it says, spunky and rebellious Becky tries to reconnect with her father during a weekend getaway at a lakefront house, but the trip soon takes a turn for the worse when convicts on the run, led by the merciless Dominic, suddenly invade the home. So, what do you think of this move?
Well, I think that it's kind of, I don't know. It's good and bad. I like certain aspects of it, and I don't like other aspects of it.
Yeah, dude, I actually pretty much agree. When I watched it, I was like, oh, that was pretty good at the end. And it was one of those movies where I kind of rated it a little bit high, and then I thought about it for, like, not even a few days, just like an hour or so later, I was kind of thinking about it, and I thought there's actually a lot of stuff that's I thought was unrealistic in the movie, and maybe not explained in the movie, and just, it's a very unbelievable movie. I see it more as just like an entertaining little film. I will give it that. It was really entertaining the entire time, and kind of like kept you on the edge, but at the same time it was very unrealistic with what it was doing, and yeah, I kind of did have quite a bit of problems with it, so I pretty much agree with what you've said.
Yeah, for me, I think that it's like one thing that I don't know, I feel like it just felt a little cheap too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's very, like, I don't even, like, these convicts, I barely even find them that menacing. Kevin James is the role, like, I think he's fine, like, they do good with, like, making him look like a scary dude, but I never find, he's just kind of, like, calling the shots poorly and, like, standing around. I never find any of these guys really that, the other two guys were, like, a bunch of dumbasses. They seem like you could actually, like, a little girl probably could kick their ass, and then the one guy who is menacing is, like, he's that typical character who's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do the wrong thing or not. And
yeah, that shit's annoying.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of that.
Yeah. It's very, I feel like I've seen movies like this before, and I don't know, it's typical. It's got the typical plot of a girl not having a good relationship with her father, and, you know,
yeah, but she just comes off like a straight bitch.
Yeah, I know. Like, right off the bat.
Yeah, like, she doesn't even, like, like, I'm sick of that too. I'm sick of that too, man. It's just always the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, the kid whose parents split up, and now there's a new parent, and, like, the new parent's really, the step parent is actually pretty nice, but the new kid doesn't want to even give him a shot. Like, it's just, like, so lame. I'm over it.
Yes, I do agree. And I hate this whole thing with the little girl. It's like, so she's supposed to be crazy? Like, I don't know. Is she supposed to be like, they're trying to make it seem like she has murderous tendencies herself or something? Or it's like a result of her troubled past.
What do you mean by that?
Like, by the end of the movie, and, like, I don't know, I don't want to... Like, Becky.
Yeah.
Like, they try to make her seem like she's gonna grow up to be, like, a serial killer type of person.
Yeah, I mean, like, a Dexter or something, I was thinking.
I guess, but, like, it just seems... like, you don't really get much with her to begin with, besides she's just a bitchy teenager, and it's like there's not really she's just a typical bitchy teenager, and then by the end I feel like it's trying to make it seem like, wow, this girl had this in her all along, and she's like gonna be nuts, but it's, I don't know, the whole story was just stupid.
And then I think that I'm seeing online that a lot of people think that Kevin James is like really good in this, like he like, you know, breaking character stereotypes and like what do they call that word where you get like pegged as a typecast? Yeah, like breaking typecast and stuff like that. I don't see it. I think he just looks like Kevin James, like, and sounds like Kevin
with a
James,
beard,
and I don't find particularly his performance or his character and there's no like depth in it, there's no like weight to it. It's just like if Kevin James was trying to act like a bad guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. It's like, okay, they try to paint him, they try to make him look a little tough with all his tattoos, his bald head and beard, like they change up Kevin James's appearance, but it looks like it's just Kevin James wearing a Halloween costume. And it's like, if he was doing more brutal things in the movie, I could maybe buy it more. I feel like he could have shown through a little bit better, but it's really, he's just kind of standing around the house the whole time, like all obsessed with this key that you don't know why, and he's not doing anything super crazy to me to where it's like, wow, look at him, he could be like a villain. He's kind of like a pussy character, honestly. He's just calling, I don't know, there's just nothing to it. Like you said, it's just Kevin James. I feel like Adam Sandler can pull off like different roles besides comedy, but Kevin James cannot, and there's some other people who cannot either.
I just don't know if it was Kevin James's fault or if it was like just the fact that the script just wasn't there. There wasn't much to work with.
Yeah, I feel like it could be that, because I don't think he was necessarily bad in the role. I just feel like there wasn't much room for him to shine, especially since this is like his first big, like I said, different role from comedy. It's like, it's not big enough to where it's not memorable, so that's kind of that. What's your
like, so you had a pretty big problem with like the fact that you don't ever find out what's going on?
Yeah, like it's like unless we like miss, because I thought you said this too, it's like unless we miss something. I mean, these convicts, they escape from the thing that's like transporting them, and then they're at this house looking for this key for some reason. I guess it's at this house, and there's even a whole dialogue in the thing where the lady's like, why are you doing this? It's not worth it. And Kevin James is like, oh, you have no idea how worth it this is. And he just keeps going around, and he's telling his one buddy who's having second thoughts, he's like, we've worked for 10 years for this. We've been locked up for 9 years and however many days and hours for this. And what is this?
Mm-hmm.
For a key, like what? I assume it's got to be like, I don't even know, like money, maybe. Like, why is that even? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is this key gonna get you?
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I did find
there was some okay gore and stuff,
yeah.
And I did like the Home Alone-esque aspect of it and stuff, and I did want to root for Becky, because like I don't know, even though she was like annoying at first, like she is a little kid against like bad guys, you know, so it's like you kind of want that to succeed, especially like Nazi bad guys. And I just don't, I just feel like the script wasn't there, man, because it's like, if there's a movie here, I think that you can make it good. Like even the stuff with like Kevin James losing an eye, like I like how the colored pencils like in her hand and stuff, like that's all cool. It's part of the poster and stuff like that. Yeah. But even that, it's like played like really dumb. Like I don't know, like I don't think you can get stabbed in an eye and just act like that afterwards for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, Like, the gore was good with that eye part, but it actually was making me kind of laugh because he's trying to have his buddy, like, take care of it for him, and he's like, oh, come on, man. I was like, what's wrong? What's the issue here? And the guy's just looking at him like your eyeballs hanging out of your head. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But, so I kind of thought that was funny. But, yeah, to me, this is like, it's not a horrible film. Like, this is one that I could see just throwing on for fun.
It less since we've been talking about it.
I would agree, honestly, but for me, it's like, if you don't pay attention to all the dumb stuff, I think you can have fun with it, but it's also, I feel like it's not doing anything special or new. It's got the brutal Home Alone plot to it, it's got the home invasion aspects, it's got the cheesy family problem stuff going on. It has everything that you've seen before, so it's not one that I would probably, pick over anything else, really, so...
Right.
Yes.
All right, so with that said, do you want to get into these Letterboxd reviews and then we'll rate it?
Yes.
All right, so we have one here from... I actually pulled 3 this time, and you'll see why in a second. So I have a negative, a really negative. Normally we hit like the 7 for positives, but we have like a 9 for positives and a 1.5. Well... 9 in terms of 10 scale rating, 4.5 in terms of Letterboxd rating, and then we have a 1.5 for contrast. And then I also pulled a 5-star rating. So the negative rating, probably it's from Kim here. Kim, just to give a little background on Kim's favorite films are Frances Ha from 2012, Clue from 1985, When Harry Met Sally from 1989, and Scream from 1996. And Kim has been watching a lot of horror lately. Let the Right One In, Candyman, and then Becky. So that is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah, her Twitter is Baja Blast _babe.
Huh.
I'm giving
All right.
to
Do not stalk Kim.
She's not even like hot.
Leave Kim
She's not.
alone.
She's fine. I'm just saying that I think if you call yourself a babe, you usually expect something different. All right, so let's see here. Kim says, probably my fault for not coming into this knowing what it was going to be, but it was just too gruesome, gore for gore's sake. I don't think that Becky's motivations were strong enough to make her be that effing psychotic. She legit tortured some of them. I mean, I kind of disagree with that. Like,
yeah, I like, she disliked the movie for all the reasons I did not dislike
the positives
it.
that I actually
yeah.
have. Yeah. All right, so the positive review is a review by Keh. K-E-H. I don't know how to say that.
Keh.
Yeah. Her bio says, I'm a simple girl. I hear a movie is extremely disturbing. I add it to my watch list. Woman Covered in Blood, my favorite movie genre. I kind of like this girl. Her favorite films are Knife Plus Heart, The Gay Giallo, Maniac, awesome, Lost River, which I've never seen, and Starry Eyes. So she has a great little
array
list of films there.
Yes.
She hasn't been watching. She watched Shirley, whatever that is. I've been seeing that a lot lately. I don't know if that's something new or something.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. But
Shirley. Huh. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look into that. Anyway, so her review is a 4.5 star on Letterboxd. And it says, there once was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid.
yes.
Is that from the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
She says it over the walkie-talkie.
I watched it too long ago at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Bushwick. Wait, I'm still reading it like it's a poem. I haven't seen Bushwick yet, but this definitely wasn't Cooties. I've been following Lulu Wilson's career since her first role, and I can't wait to see her become one of the more recognized horror stars. She has been following this path, and it's been glorious. As the old saying goes, the boredom of a teenage girl can be lethal, and this accumulated with anger. Well, good luck. There is something very disturbing and beautiful about it, and this movie displays that wonderfully. I actually agree with like some of the things she's saying there.
Yeah.
Like I like I like that little quote there. The boredom of a teenage girl can be lethal.
Yes.
It actually says lethal, but I assume it means lethal. Because I always think of like, I always think of the mean things that girls end up doing when they're like teenagers alone.
Yeah, true.
And how it could just like get out of hand really easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you ever like I Saw What You Did, like them calling the guy who ended up just murdering his wife or something. I think it's stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so that's it's a positive review. I mean, I think the review was cool. I just, you know, I don't feel as strongly about the movie.
Yeah.
And then the last Letterboxd review here is from, which we didn't even do this, which we normally do, is from Jonathan Millot. And Jonathan Millot, his favorite films are Blade Runner, Akira, Children of Men, and True Romance. And he watched One Cut of the Dead recently, and Becky. And he is a director. And he actually wrote 5 stars. I made it, so it's awesome. Hope you enjoy it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the director of the film, co-director, is Jonathan Millot, and he directed Bushwick as well as Cuties. I haven't seen either of those films, but he is on Letterboxd. I'm gonna give him a follow.
Interesting.
So then, when I review his movie and crap on it, he might see it.
No! Unfollow him quick!
No, but I always like when I see directors on Letterboxd. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, with that said, let's get into our ratings. So, I actually don't think this movie's horrible or anything. I just didn't really care for it that much. It was, okay, let me put it this way. It was entertaining. I just don't think that it was designed very well.
Yes.
But it does have some entertaining aspects to it. Like, I would watch it again under the right circumstances. Not anytime soon, but I'm just saying, like, oh, I would give that one another shot one day. I like the getting me. I just like seeing a kid do like horrible like violence. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Yeah, me too. It's satisfying.
Right. And I agree. I honestly, I would like to see this girl continue her acting horror career, you know? So I'm down with that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give it a, I don't know, I'll give it a 6.5.
Yes, I pretty much agree with all your stuff. I think it's an entertaining film. Like, it almost reminds me of like Revenge in a way where it's like kind of has its ridiculousness to it, but it's also very violent and gory. So I think it's entertaining. I think the story has a lot of problems. I came in a little higher. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
All right, cool. So with that said, I guess next time we're probably going to do Swallow since it won the poll, right?
Oh.
Did it win the poll? What won the poll?
I think it won the poll.
Okay. So Swallow will be our next film probably. And then after that, we might take a step away from horror and do The Five Bloods, the new Spike Lee film.
Scoob.
On Netflix. But I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll see. We might do Scoob. I don't know. Do you even want to see Scoob?
I just no, not really. I just like saying the word Scoob.
Shut up. All right, so we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Peace.